Jordan!
Iain!
Who was super hungry, but couldn't be bothered getting up to make some food, stated to the universe in pure hunger that they'd sell their soul for just something to eat. When the devil himself turned up, he ended up doing just that for a single cheeseburger.
Chris Rock?
No! 2 guys! What? Hello, and welcome to episode 99 of Two Guys What's Up, the weekly comedy podcast where I couldn't sell my soul for anything because it belongs to this guy, Jordan. Jordan, how are you?
Rich in souls.
Just collecting them at this point.
I am. Yours is the most precious.
It's very kind. And I mean, it sounds sweet, you know, it's like, oh, 2 best friends, 2 kindred spirits, but you won it in a poker game.
I did. All you wagered was this crap little ring with a mermaid on it.
Oh, God, yeah. Have we actually spoke about that? Have we recorded since?
I don't think we have we?
No, it's a little bit late into November. You know, it's too close to Christmas to be talking about Halloween stories.
Should we just explain anyway?
Yeah, we went to a ghost walk at a castle. There you go.
Perfect. I wasn't sure really what I was expecting with this ghost walk. I thought, you know, maybe they'd have a couple of different actors on who were kind of, I don't really know. I thought it would be more than what it was, basically.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Which ended up being one lady in sort of Victorian-looking clothing with a lantern that barely lit her up. You brought your work torch, and that was fucking well bright. I was like, you need to have one of these.
Yeah, coming to the 21st century. Yeah, have my torch.
Yeah, exactly.
Blinds herself.
Anyway, it was just this lady, wasn't it? Kind of telling some sort of, I suppose, paranormally stories is, I guess, what you would name that. And then walking around the grounds of a castle. And that was it, really. And the reason that I say about this ring is because all of these stories were linked by a supposed ring that had, I think, a mermaid on it.
Yeah, something like that.
And it had a curse.
It had a curse, yeah. It wasn't really any ghost stories there, was it? I mean, it wasn't very Halloween-esque.
Not really. It was about people wagering their life and stuff in exchange for a ring.
Yeah, not quite what we expected.
Not really.
I'm going to have to go next year. Because, you know, I just need to know if it's a different thing every year. Maybe next year will be amazing. So
maybe it'll be exactly the same, but instead they'll just wager a coin.
Yeah, a toe ring. Or a tongue piercing or something like that.
Right, you just reminded me of something.
Oh, Lord.
I didn't know it was a thing until a student of mine told me about it. Right, so you know how we have digits that we call fingers?
Fingers, yeah.
Right.
I'm with you.
What would you call the equivalent that are on your feet?
Toes.
Toes, yeah, okay.
Wait.
We are about the only language that has a name for that.
Okay.
So anywhere else, like Spanish or French or anything like that, it translates to foot fingers.
Really?
Yeah, we are the only people that have given it name.
Oh, weird.
So, yeah, when they're referencing their toes, as we call them, they're just calling them the foot fingers. I just love it.
See, I mean, like, this is something that's always kind of baffled me with language. So, I mean, someone hasn't taken our language and just gone, right, what should we call that in our language? Like, table, we'll call that plobble. You know, it's not a direct translation. It's just another language is using different syllables and words and all that sort of stuff to name the same thing. So it's not literally like a direct translation, is it? So is that just what we are taking it as? Like, that's what it would translate to? Are they actually saying my foot fingers, or are they just saying toes?
No, they don't have a name for it. That the name for that is foot fingers.
Right, that's weird.
So, yeah, there isn't a word other than foot fingers to describe that part of their body.
All right, fair enough.
Which is just the most bizarre thing. And I found that out, as I say, by a student of mine who also speaks Spanish, and he was just telling me, and I thought that is brilliant.
Was he like, oh, mate, I've got such a cramp today. My foot fingers are just curling.
Well, luckily, he also speaks English, so he was able to say toes.
Good for him.
Otherwise, the lessons would have been really awkward. No, do as I do. No, the finger that... No, not your foot finger.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to teach you a D chord, mate. Just take your fingers, like, which one? I've got 20. Your hand fingers, mate.
I also went to see Paul Weller.
I don't know who that is.
He was a guy from the Jam.
He's your replacement.
Yeah. Sorry to bring it up on the podcast.
Yeah, great. Thanks for breaking that news to me.
You're welcome. How does it feel?
Wait, I'm so angry. My foot fingers
They're all curling.
yeah, they're curling in anger.
Yeah, so I was really lucky enough to see Paul Weller from the Jam. Not as a social event by any means, but I mean, I went to see him in concert.
At the local drive-thru.
I complimented on his foot fingers.
Which he had out in some stylish flip-flops.
He did. No, it was open sandals.
Of course. Man of his taste.
And went to see him at I think it's called the Connexin in Hull. And it was amazing. And I was really lucky because I originally wasn't going to be going. And it was a student of mine who offered me tickets because his son decided to go to a Halloween event instead. You know, like young teenager who was like, no, Dad, you know what? We go to a lot of these gigs. I'd rather see friends. So I got invited instead. And it was amazing because he paid a lot of money for a VIP package. He didn't want any money from me. He was super kind about it. He took me to the venue. There was a 3-course meal included at the venue.
Wow.
Before the show. And then we had VIP seats.
Nice.
So, like, literally, I felt like, you know, when the royal family are in the sort of special box?
Yeah.
It felt exactly like that.
Special box.
I'm sure there's a proper name for that, and it doesn't just say special box on the map.
Special royalty box.
Yeah, exactly. It was super good. I'll be honest with you, I don't know much of Paul Weller's stuff. I know a couple of Jam songs, and, you know, I'm familiar with all of that. Mm-hmm. But I tell you what, the musicianship was amazing. The band was so tight, so I really enjoyed it regardless. Even if I didn't really know many of the songs, it was super fun.
Yeah, I think I've said before that, you know, as musicians, you can really just go and watch any band live because seeing the instruments and the players on stage, it's nice to watch.
Exactly, yeah. You can appreciate it even if you don't really know the songs.
That's what I was trying to say. I don't know if you could tell me, but I'm f***ing knackered. My head is not working at all.
And you also looked after your son yesterday. He didn't get to go to nursery, did he?
It was closed yesterday yet, so I had him at home.
What was that like?
It was great.
Okay.
He's come along in leaps and bounds. He was fantastic. We had some great fun. He kept chasing me, pretending to be a dinosaur, so that was cool.
Oh, nice.
I was running around the house terrified all day. You know, this dinosaur's going to leap out from behind a corner. Get me.
It's lucky you had that rifle.
The grenades really came in handy. Because
They
if
did, didn't
I was
they?
upstairs, just lob them downstairs.
So your son's not gone to nursery today, but for different reasons, isn't it? They were expecting him, though.
They were, but he will be recovering for a few days, yeah.
Yeah.
I can confidently say, I kicked the out of that dinosaur.
You can confidently say, he'll be a dinosaur no more.
Oh, God.
Oh, that is a joke, by the way, before anyone cancels us.
Absolutely. Anyway, me old sausage, right, so tell me some stuff about what you're going to be talking about today.
Well, it is episode 99.
Oh, yeah.
And I went through...
Hang on a minute, we haven't even spoke about this. Like, in like the last 5 episodes, you know, I've been thinking about, we should probably say, episode 100's coming up soon. Mental!
Yeah.
But we haven't said a word about it.
I mean, it's just the norm at this point, isn't it? It's just a number.
Well, yeah, but, you know, it's quite a monumentous occasion. It's like when people reach 60, you know, that's a big celebration, but, you know, you've done it 59 times already, so who the gives a
Exactly.
No, we're getting to episode 100. That's a milestone. We should celebrate.
We should, but it's 99. It's not quite there yet.
Yeah, I'm saying, you know, it's next week. Woo, coming up.
Yes, yeah.
That sort of stuff.
We'll have a think.
I can't think, mate. You do the thinking.
We'll just not do that thinking in the morning. It'll be fine.
Oh, no, because any time's a bad time. Wake up tired. It's only going to get worse from there, innit?
I suppose that is true. Maybe do your thinking in your sleep. Have a good dream about it. Oh, no, you don't dream.
No, I don't have nightmares. My life is nightmare enough.
Oh, bless you. You're fine.
Yeah, if you say so.
You okay?
You've literally just said I'm fine. You jinxed me.
You're fine until you disprove it otherwise and keel over.
Coming soon. Sorry.
No, that's fine. So it is, of course, episode 99. I was trying to fit 99 into the topic for today. Like, I was thinking of maybe a quiz of, like, can you guess the song that has the number 99 in it, blah, blah, blah. And I was thinking about all these things. And then I could only really think of 99 Red Balloons by Nina. And then that was going to be really crap. So...
One question, Ian.
You still got it wrong. So, in the end, I've decided on... Remember when we did a long time ago, about kind of weird, ridiculous laws?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I have an extension to that, but I have kind of basically shoehorned in 99. So I originally was going to do 99 stupid laws, but then I thought that's going to take me fucking 99 years.
Oh, yeah.
So instead, I've decided to go from the year 1999
Nice.
to the present day. From all around the world, I'm going to give you a stupid or ridiculous law that you wouldn't believe is true, but is.
Okie dokie. Fantastic. Can't wait.
And what, Ian, have you got for us on this very special, not so special episode 99?
Well, Jordan, let me ask you this. Have you ever heard of phantom social workers?
Phantom social workers?
Yeah, you're laughing now, pal.
Well, I mean, my wife is sort of a social worker, but I think she's real.
I should hope so.
I mean, I think you've seen her.
I hate to break it to you, but no, I only ever just play along.
Oh, no.
It was after your last breakup and you were like, oh, this is my wife. I was like, oh, God, he's gone off the deep end. Oh, hi, nice to meet you.
Oh, right. Well, maybe I have been involved with a phantom social worker.
Perhaps. So maybe you do know.
Maybe I do, but I'm eager to know more.
Well, Jordan, it is an unnerving mystery that had its peak of activity in the 1980s through the 1990s. It is unsettling, strange, and paranormal, perhaps?
Oh,
spooky. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to be telling you about.
Very good. That sound you just made then from my headphones sounded like, gurgling stomach.
Oh, I'm pretty hungry.
I thought you'd eaten.
Well, I came home from dropping my kids off and I was like, what shall I have? Shall I have some beans on toast?
That's a good shout.
Well, I looked in my fridge, didn't have any butter. So I was like, well, I can't butter my toast, so that's a bit weird.
You could have cheese.
It's dirty and more dishes. I've got the dishes from the morning to do from the kids' cereal and my wife's cup of tea and all that sort of stuff. So I thought, I don't really want to add to it because I'm going to have to do these later. So I thought, I'll have some beans. So I got some beans out, put them on the side, got a pan out, and I thought, I can't really be bothered opening the beans and cooking them and making loads of pots, and I'm not really that hungry. And I thought, right, I'm not having beans. I'll put the beans back, right? Then I thought, there's a little bit of butter. I'll have a single slice of toast.
Right.
But then as I sort of scraped all the corners out, there was enough for two. So I had 2 slices of toast in the end.
So you could have had beans on toast.
Yeah, but I just couldn't be bothered opening the beans and fucking cooking them. And
you could have had them cold. It's perfectly safe.
Oh, God, no. Oh, that is one thing that makes me feel sick to my stomach. The thought of cold beans and cold soup. I'm just not a fan of cold food in general.
Are you not?
But the consistency of cold beans and cold soup is just...
Would it make you feel better if it was cooked beans that had cooled down?
No. If a food is designed to be served hot, then that is the only form I can eat it in.
What about gazpacho?
Never had it.
Well, I mean, it's a delicious cold soup, but designed to be cold.
Yeah, so I mean, if it's designed to be cold, then fair enough. I'd probably try it, but I never have, so I couldn't tell you.
Fair enough. So in the end, did you eat?
Yeah, the couple slices of toast.
Brilliant.
So, running on bread.
Okay.
So, do you want to hear about some phantom social workers, Jordan?
Yeah, go on then, why not?
Well, let's go. So, while the phantom social worker phenomenon has been an ongoing thing, cases began cropping up more and more in the 1980s, a time when the UK was no stranger to social distrust, especially with institutions. Child abuse scandals were making headlines, putting the public on high alert. Parents were becoming hypersensitive to potential threats and stranger danger, and this is when stories of people claiming to be from social services showing up at people's doors began circulating. The incidents typically followed a familiar pattern. A man or a woman, or sometimes even a couple, would arrive at a family home claiming to be social workers, healthcare workers, or representatives from local authorities. In many cases, they would be well dressed, carrying things that you might expect to see like clipboards or briefcases in an attempt to appear official. They would then state that they were there to inspect the children, often saying that there had been claims of abuse or neglect. So, right out the gate, it's fucking weird.
Yeah, it doesn't sound particularly good.
If you're not expecting this at your door, and then someone just shows up, you're going to be on your back foot. You're going to be like, what the fuck, man? You're confused. Everything's up in the air.
Are these just another sort of MIB?
Very astute, Jordan. There is a possibility of that.
Oh.
But we will get into that very shortly.
Okay.
One notable feature was how little these individuals seemed to know about actual social procedures, but did know the names of the family members, but would lack proper identification, use vague or incorrect terminology, and in some cases seemed far too aggressive or insistent compared to typical protocol.
Okay.
One of the cases involved a mother in Yorkshire who received a knock at her door one evening in 1985. She opened the door to find two individuals stood on her doorstep, one man and one woman. They said they were from social services and insisted that there had been a report of her mistreating her 3-year-old son, to which the mother was shocked because she'd had absolutely no prior involvement with any social workers in any way.
Yeah, I mean, she kept her beatings hidden well, didn't she?
Oh, fuck. You know,
No one would have known.
last week with the woman who had to get a job.
Oh, is it the same lady?
No,
Oh,
God.
Lazy cow.
Cut. Stop.
I'm kidding.
You said at the top of the show, oh, we better stop before we get cancelled, and now you're just really doubling down. You're trying to make it happen.
Sorry. We'll try and get to 100.
You're trying to stop it. You're like, I don't want to go anymore. 100 is enough. She later described the two individuals as professional looking, though something seemed off about them. She couldn't put her finger on it, but they seemed robotic, as if they were acting out a role. When she asked for their identification, they fumbled around in their pockets, they looked in the briefcase, but ultimately couldn't provide anything. The mother's instinct told her to refuse an entry, and after a tense exchange, they left, disappearing off down the street.
I mean, good. She didn't let them in.
Absolutely good, yeah, because there are stories of people who do let them in.
Oh, dear.
We'll get there, though.
Okay.
In her latest statement to the police, she said that as they walked away, she felt as though a heavy weight had been lifted from the air, as if their departure meant a spell had been broken. And despite extensive investigations, no one was ever able to identify who these people were. The local social services were even contacted and confirmed that no representatives had been sent to her home.
Dodged a bullet there.
She absolutely f***ing did. That, you call her Neo from the Matrix. She was bullet timing all over the show, like,
Oh, yeah.
f***ing dodging shit left, right and centre.
Pretty good of her.
In an unnerving case in South London, a woman recounted an experience where two so-called social workers knocked on her door late in the afternoon. The first thing that seemed weird about this visit was the timing. Social workers typically didn't make unannounced visits, especially that late in the day. The woman, a mother of 2 young children, was immediately suspicious, and for good reason. The two at the door claimed that there had been a report that her children were at risk and insisted they needed to see the children immediately. The mother later said to police that the duo had a strange, almost cold aura about them. The man did most of the talking, while the woman stood silently, observing everything, her eyes uncomfortably and absent-mindedly fixated on the children, almost like she wasn't entirely present. The children, usually very outgoing and talkative, seemed terrified and refused to step foot near the door. So the mother instinct kicked in and she asked for their identification, to which they presented a single, worn-out piece of paper that had no official logo, no stamp, no signature, just a name scrawled across it.
In crayon.
In blood!
Right, so don't you think if these supposed, I'm assuming, phantom social workers,
No, nice.
they would develop some better system to have at least some sort of good-looking identification? Because if that's the first hurdle that they fail to pass, they're not great, are they?
They're not going to get very far.
Yeah.
See, you're touching on something which is my takeaway from it.
Okay.
But that is a very good point to point out. They're not going to get a single foot through the door, and whatever their nefarious plan may be, they're not going to be able to execute it if they can't even show a piece of verifiable identification or what seems to be.
Well, I mean, at least this second example, they had something.
So at least something.
I mean, it still was fucking useless.
It's just like scribble on the back of an envelope.
Yeah.
You know, like when you get like a letter through the door from your Nectar card or something like that, and you're like, I'm not fucking opening that.
When you said scribbling on the back of an envelope, that completely took me back to a moment where I remember posting a picture of this on my Facebook years ago when I lived with my mum and dad.
All right.
And my mum had just left an envelope on the table with writing that just said, gone out to get electric and stuff. For whatever reason, it just tickled me. As if, like, you know, it's quite a big thing. I've gone out to get electric.
And stuff.
And stuff.
That's the bit that gets me, like, why waste time writing and stuff? Just literally say, gone out. I think that'd do it.
That's very true. Gone out. Don't wait for me.
I'm never coming back.
P.S. You've only got £5 on the spare emergency meter.
Good luck, f***wit.
I've taken the key.
Oh. So the situation from this woman in London got more tense when the man became more insistent and intimidating, raising his voice and stepping closer to the door. So the mum thought, "F*** this." She slammed the door and immediately called the police. The pair left quickly, walking briskly down the street, and again, despite her detailed description of the individuals, they were never found. I find it kind of weird that they don't have vehicles in any of these stories as well, like they just walk off.
Yeah, it's a good point. Very eco-friendly social workers.
They'll take your kids, but they're looking out for the environment.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where they'll match them off to, really.
Who's the real monster here?
It's true.
So this is where the, let's be honest, giant thick line between criminal activity and the paranormal blurs into one. The police investigated dozens of cases, but no one was ever found. No one was apprehended, no arrests were ever made. The individuals always seemed to just vanish without a trace. No names, no license plate numbers, no clues, no nothing. And what made it even more puzzling was the lack of theft or any other typical motives you might expect to see with two imposters showing up at your door unannounced. The encounters were unnerving as it was, but it seemed like the people claiming to be the social workers never actually attempted to physically remove the children or do anything worse, which is a good thing, but it just deepens the mystery because it means that we have no idea why these people were coming to people's doors, what they wanted, or what their intentions were. Because if this had been a coordinated effort to kidnap children, the results would have likely been more horrific and evident, but it wasn't. It was just like an eerie psychological game.
Yeah, and on the other side of it, let's say that these were real social workers.
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't sound it, but let's say they were. And these children are in grave danger.
Yeah.
The supposed guardian or person that's causing this danger says, "Have you got any ID?" They're like, "No." "Oh, better go then."
Bye.
"Never mind. We tried."
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think that should the children actually have been in any imminent danger, then they would have remembered to pick up their ID card that morning.
Yeah, well, yeah, you'd think so. Or at the very least, I don't know, call for assistance or backup so that someone else can deal with this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, can you just do me a favour? Call your wife and just say, "All right, have you ever forgotten your credentials when going out to work?" I'll wait.
I can say with confidence that that is a firm no.
Oh, very good. She's very good at her job then.
Yes, and she also walks it.
Oh, does she? She's no car.
yeah, she doesn't use a car. She can't drive.
She jogs.
She does often go out with a colleague, although I've never seen the colleague before.
Oh, how strange.
Yeah, and she often tells me about how she went to someone's door, and for some reason she just couldn't find that ID, even though she definitely took it with her. It's really strange.
How weird. Well, maybe that's a common thing then.
It must be.
Call her and ask her. I'll wait.
See, I would, but I don't want to get hit.
Oh, hang on a minute. She doesn't exist, does she? So I would, but she doesn't have a phone or a number.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, she must have misplaced it.
As well as her physical body.
She's a bit forgetful.
I always forget my ID. I left it somewhere with my phone and my human body. Silly me. So, weirdly, after some of these social workers' initial visit, they would sometimes then show up again for a second visit and insist the children were to be taken away. But when a call to the police was even so much as threatened, the so-called social workers would just up and flee. So usually you'd think that social workers, they'd be like, "Yes, please, call the police."
Yeah, exactly.
If some children are in some danger, and then the parents say, "If you don't leave, I'll call the police." If I was a social worker, I'd be like, "F yeah, mate, get them on the phone.
Call them now. I'm not going anywhere."
Yeah.
You
Typical social worker language there.
Oh, is that not what they say?
So by now, some people began to speculate that these weren't people at all. The way they moved, the odd feeling their presence exuded, the cold and unnatural demeanour, it all oozed with a feeling of something paranormal. Theories soon began circulating, suggesting that these phantom social workers were part of a possibly extraterrestrial or government experiment designed to instill fear in the public. The robotic, trance-like behaviour of some of these individuals made people think mind control, or in some more outlandish theories, people were even suggesting shape-shifting entities masquerading as humans.
Oh dear.
In one of the more bizarre cases from Dundee in Scotland, a woman named Sheila reported a strange visit. 2 women knocked on her door, again, late in the afternoon, and again, claiming to be from child services. This time, they were specifically focused on her infant son. She allowed them into her home, but as they began their inspection, Sheila felt something was wrong. One of the women seemed to be fixated on the baby, staring at it in a way that Sheila later described as possessive. The other woman was asking a lot of strange questions, not about the baby though, but about the family's routine, when they would typically leave the house, if they had any neighbours nearby. It was as if they were casing the place. But then things got weirder. When Sheila asked for identification, both women simply stood up, headed for the door, and left without saying a single word. With this, she described a sudden coldness as they exited, as though the temperature in the room had dropped. She then later checked with local authorities, and as you can probably guess, no record of any planned visit had been made for her. But the detail that stuck with Sheila was that she noticed later that evening a bruise on her child's leg that she did not see happen, despite him never leaving her sight.
Ooh, okay, that's weird.
Very strange.
And also, Sheila did the grave error of letting them in without ID.
Yeah, she didn't even ask, did she?
Silly bugger.
You know, the phantom social worker had her hand on a crisp packet in her pocket that said James written above the Walker. It's like, yeah, I'm James Walkers from social services.
I'm James Walker from Cheese and Onion Branch. And this is my colleague, Jimmy Walkers from Salt and Vinegar Branch.
This is my colleague, Bacon Crispies.
He's limited edition. It's a true story.
In 1995, following a spike in reports, a national inquiry was established and parents were advised to demand proper ID from anyone claiming to be social workers visiting their homes. Despite these efforts, the cases still never resulted in arrests or any conclusive findings. So by the mid-90s, reports of phantom social workers seemed to taper off, though some sporadic accounts have still appeared since. The cases have never been officially solved, and the question remains, who or what were these people? Were they part of some sophisticated criminal ring? Were they MIBs?
Yeah.
Or something far stranger? The feeling of being watched, the unsettling presence, and the unexplained behaviour left behind a trail of unsolved questions, and the fear lingered. What did they want? What were they really? And would they come back?
Right, Ian, I'm excited. Theory me, please.
Just misunderstood social workers who are bad at the job.
Fair enough. Next.
No, I am thinking that it was just a way. So falling under my theory, you know, of the paranormal and everything is just kind of there to instill fear, to get this thing from you. It's like it is just the phenomena, whatever it is, just masquerading as something, as people, as social workers, just literally to confuse you, to throw you off, to just with you, essentially.
Okay. Surely they have better means to do that than, hey, I'm here to take your kids away. Have you got ID? No.
Yeah, but again, it's like, you know, the encounter I spoke about with the men in black who went to that person's house and said, the skylights, always the skylights.
Oh, yeah.
And you think, yeah, that's weird, it's scary, but then it's the questions that it leaves behind after they go. And then it's not like you get shouted at in your face or whatever, and then you're like, that was horrible, and then you forget about it. It's something that lingers with you because it's unsolved.
Right, okay.
They come and they say, you know, they're picking like, you know, the heart and soul of you. They're like, we're here for your kids. And you're like, what? And then you say, I'm going to call the police, and they off. And then you're like, right, 2 people just came to my house saying they wanted to take my kids away from me for no reason. The people who they said they were from said they had no record of it. Now they've just upped and gone. I don't know who they are. I don't know who they were. Are they going to come back? And that is something that would stay with you for a lot longer a period of a time than just someone coming up to you and going, you're a dickhead in your face. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah, I get you. But also, it could be a lifeline to that parent who had such a bad night with the little shit. And they were like, we're here to take your kids. Please, thank the Lord. Oh, I'm so glad that you came.
That's when these phantom social workers are stood there with a kid and they're like, oh, shit, we didn't think we'd get this far. What do we do now?
Yeah. Yeah, could you imagine? They're like, oh, sorry, wrong house.
Yeah, no thanks.
The parents are like, oh, lovely, I might go to Wings.
Yeah, sweet. Planning a day already. Got a sundress on, hat on, ready to leave the house. And they're like, no. Sorry, we did not expect it to go this way.
And then they get really pissed off that they haven't taken the sun.
Fine, I'll have him back, you
Yeah, what a weird little thing. I've never heard of phantom social workers. It's interesting.
It's a strange one.
Yeah, as I say, my first thought was definitely Men in Black kind of thing.
Yeah, it definitely does feel that way. So, even if it's not saying that they are specifically Men in Black, because we know they normally come and say, don't talk about that paranormal thing you experienced. But
yes.
Had you not experienced anything, what would they do? They'd try and scare you in another way. Like, oh, we're here for your kids.
Yeah, and then a couple of Men in Black come and say, don't you talk about that social worker.
Yeah, maybe it is just giving them a reason to turn up. Oh, I never thought of that.
Yeah, there you go.
You're a genius.
They always say so. If they are the voices in my head.
So yeah, there you have it.
Well, thank you very much, Ian. That was very interesting. I enjoyed that.
Not a problem. I love bringing you new things to fascinate and terrify you.
Oh, wait, there's a knock on the door.
I haven't got kids.
The real terrifying thought is that give me two of them.
It's my two. With a note saying good luck.
Oh, I love it. Okay, well, thank you very much for regaling us with the very strange idea of phantom social workers.
You got it, pal.
How do you fancy, Ian, a little bit of some stupid laws that have come out since 99?
I am excited.
So, Ian, in light of it being episode 99, allow me to share with you the strange and stupid laws that have been passed genuinely from around the world from the year 99.
They've got to be good laws, surely, because that's quite recent. So it's not going to be like, you can't walk your pheasant on the Lord's Day or something like that, from the 1800s. So it's going to have to be something, they're going to have to be good laws, I'm sure.
Well, you'll find out.
Every confidence.
So, in 1992, in France, it's illegal to sell dolls that don't have human faces.
Okay, one thing. Did you just say from France in 1992?
Yes.
Didn't you also say that these were laws that had been made since...
Oh, sorry, this is from 99, isn't it? Sorry. I had... Sorry. I don't know why I said that. Because I had a huge list, as I said, and I've just gone to 92.
Okay, right.
That was a little bonus for you.
Completely dispel the whole theme of the episode.
I apologise. How about from 99, Ian?
Yes, got it. So on.
In Israel, it's forbidden to bring bears to the beach. Hey, don't question it. This is just the way it is.
Someone made that law, so surely that means that someone has done that. It's like, I'm just going to take my bear for a lovely day out at the beach. It probably mauled a few hundred people, and they were like, right, this needs to stop.
I'm not even sure they have bears, but... Do you think they meant teddies? I don't know.
Maybe. Better to be safe than sorry anyway.
Bears to be safe than sorry?
Oh, nah.
Okay. How about in the year 2000 in Scotland, Ian? It became illegal for a cow to be found drunk in public.
Good. Man, I'm sick of them fucking cows wandering the streets. Robbing people, throwing up, pissing on corners.
Oh, no, nightmare.
It's about time they did something.
All right, Ian, how about in 2001, in France, it's illegal to kiss on train platforms.
Why?
Well, apparently it's to prevent delays. I'm not French, and I didn't design these.
Explain that logic. How is that going to delay?
Well, I'm guessing, right, let's say your train pulls up,
yep,
and you're there necking off with your lass, and they're all waiting for you because they're like, we know that you need to board. Come on.
Surely it'd be better to make a specific law. So it's illegal to kiss for more than 3 seconds. If someone's like, right, see you later, gives a quick peck on the cheek, it's like, right, 1,000 years in prison. That's not fair.
Where do you draw the line, Ian? Because it could be a long line of people giving 3-second kisses, but staggered. Those 3 seconds add up, Ian, and that train is awaiting.
I think they'd have to coordinate that if that was the case. Because the train pulls up, you say bye, quick kiss, and then you're in the carriage ready to go. They're not going to be like, right, he's done, my go, mwah, right, they're done, my go, mwah,
Again, don't shoot the messenger.
Oh, mate, I am going to, if you keep bringing me stuff like this, because you're destroying my already shattered brain.
Sorry. I'll move on then. 2002.
Don't tell me
in
more.
Ohio, USA. I've got quite a few more for you.
Oh, God.
It became illegal to fish for whales on a Sunday.
How do you fish for a fucking whale?
Despite that no whales live around the state.
Because they don't live in the state, they live in the ocean.
I think it's because they've been fished out. They had to put a stop to it.
And now they have day jobs in banks and things.
In 2003 in Russia, it became illegal to drive a dirty car in Moscow.
What? Why?
I don't know. You're asking me questions that I cannot answer.
I was hoping you'd be able to answer them.
Well, I didn't create them. I don't know what the board meeting was like.
Make it up, Jordan. I just need something to satiate my brain.
In Soviet Russia, dirty car drive you.
Oh, that's the reason.
Yes.
You can't drive a dirty car because it has to drive you.
That's the one. You asked. In 2004, in Sweden, it's illegal to repaint your house without government approval.
Okay, that's a bit totalitarian bullshit, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I don't really understand what logic there is to that, but...
Do you think they're going to care? You know, rocking up to the bloody council office of the government. I'd like to paint my house a delicious blue, please. Like, we don't care, mate. Do what you want.
It's absolutely stupid.
Very ridiculous.
I mean, maybe this next one more so, because in 2005, in Texas, USA, it's illegal to sell your eyeballs.
Okay, that means someone's done that.
I guess so, yeah. I'm assuming they probably wouldn't create laws for every single piece of your body.
Yeah.
It's illegal to sell your foot fingers.
Yeah.
In 2006, in Italy, you can be fined for not walking your dog 3 times a day in Turin.
I think that's fair enough.
That is a fair enough one, but how on earth do they police that?
Yeah, very true.
Is there someone with, like, tallying you? as you walk by? Like, oh, there's one.
I guess they would probably rely on neighbours dobbing them in.
Yeah, but what if both your immediate neighbours do a 9 to 5 shift at work? You're like, yep, I walked them 3 times in that time.
Good. Putting the phone down.
In 2007, in the UK, the Freedom of Information Act revealed that it's illegal to die in the Houses of Parliament.
Yeah, I think you said that one last time.
Yeah, I think I have mentioned that one.
And I think that's fair enough, because, you know, it's so stupid, it deserves to be mentioned twice.
It's very true. In 2008, in Saudi Arabia, women are forbidden from driving.
Why?
I should mention it was later overturned.
Good.
And so it should have been.
Ah.
What was that?
Yeah, here.
Oh, I thought you were, like, disagreeing as, like, nah.
No. It's firmly in the affirmative.
I was like, what, Ian? Are you wanting to get cancelled now?
If you can't beat them, join them, mate.
It's fair enough, isn't it? In 2009, in Denmark, before starting your car, you must check underneath it for sleeping children.
Why? Why would a child sleep under a car?
I don't know. I would have understood as, like, maybe an animal.
Yeah.
I've heard of that before, you know, like a cat, for example, getting warm.
Out of the rain?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I did see a horrible story the other day.
Oh, please tell us, Jordan. Can't wait to hear this.
No, it was just about a woman starting a car on a cold morning and then just hearing this yelp, and it was the cat that got all entangled in the cam belt.
Oh, God, that's awful.
I mean, the cat was okay in the end.
Car was f***ed. That's the sad part.
Yeah. So, in 2010 in Switzerland, it's illegal to own just one guinea pig because they must have companionship.
Yeah, which I think is also fair enough.
That's quite sweet, isn't it, actually?
Yeah, I think that's the same with rats, you know. They only like to sell them in pairs.
Oh, okay. For the same reason.
Yeah, they just get really lonely and bored. And it's really annoying, you know, when you're trying to sleep and your single rat in its cage downstairs just sat in a corner throwing a rubber ball against the wall. Like, doosh, doosh. That's all you hear all fucking night.
Yeah, poor buggers. In 2011, in South Africa, it's illegal to wrestle with a bear, even though bears aren't native to the country.
Weird. You can just tell it was a slow day in Parliament that day.
It was a slow year by the sounds. In 2012, in France, it became illegal to send work-related emails after 6 p.m.
Okay, fair enough, you know.
Which I kind of like that, yeah. But it did make me wonder, though, what happens if you're employed as a customer service advisor and you work until 8 p.m.
Yeah, or like you work in a shop and you work till midnight.
Let's say, I don't know, that you're an IKEA worker and your job is to reply to all the work emails to customers, and you're like, well, I'm on shift till 8 p.m, but it's 6 p.m, so I'll just kick back.
Yeah, stick your feet up, have a little nap.
On the lovely, freshly built IKEA bed. It just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
In 2013, in North Korea, it's illegal to wear jeans, considered a symbol of American imperialism.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
You'd try it anyway, wouldn't you?
All I wear is jeans. So they're either getting jeans or naked legs.
And they'll be like, "Fucking hell, put those jeans back on, Jesus Christ."
Yeah, God. Oh, God, so much hair.
Overturned! In 2014, in the USA, in Oregon no less, you can be fined for whistling underwater.
That's impossible.
Also, again, how the do they police that? There's a few bubbles. Ooh. Oh no, wait, his head's facing the other way. In 2015 in Thailand, stepping on any currency is illegal.
I think that's very similar, isn't it? Like to, in England, at least I know, throwing away money or defacing notes
it, yeah.
is classed as treason, isn't it?
Yeah, disrespects the monarchy.
Ah, the monarchy. Hell.
Yeah. In 2016, in Italy, it became illegal to build sandcastles in certain coastal regions.
What, in case they are mistaken as an actual tower of defence and attacked or something?
Yeah, just so they don't have to fucking do ghost walks around the castle.
Yeah, got another
And
castle!
employ a fucking single woman to say stories about a fucking mermaid-enlaced ring.
And when you say single woman, you mean they hire an individual woman, not a woman who is single.
Yes. An individual, singular lady.
This is Jeanette. She's been hired for the ghost talks. I won't say my. Just the worst side. Is she married?
She's wearing a wedding ring.
Get the fuck out of here! Oh my sight! Go back to your husband.
Oh wait, it's got a mermaid on it. It's come full circle. In 2017, in Germany, you must have baby names approved by the government.
Okay, right.
I mean, no one is fucking using Adolf.
I think that's fair to say. I want to know where they find their time to sit and go through names. Like, right, there's 50,000 children being born this month. We've got to go through all these names. There must be some kind of computer system to do that because no one is sitting down.
Yeah, like an auto-filtering thing.
Either that or, the names come in and they just go, yeah, approve all, delete.
Yeah, absolutely bonkers. But in 2018 in South Korea, it's illegal for anyone under 19 to play online games past midnight.
Okay, keep the youth, keep them good, keep them strong, get to bed, good night's rest, that's fair enough.
But again, you can't police these things.
All right, Jordan.
How do you do it?
Peep and Tom it, have a little look through the window. Oi.
What, on every single house ever and flat?
Get off Call of Duty. I'm 20. It's my birthday. Fuck off.
Oh, yeah. Maybe at midnight they turn 20.
Yeah.
They're like, got you.
You see from the window a little, happy birthday. You're free.
Oh, God, that's horrible, creepy. In 2019 in the USA, New York, it became illegal to declaw cats.
Which I think is, again, fair enough.
That is totally fair. But it implies, is it not illegal elsewhere?
That is true.
I mean, I have been looking for a new hobby.
And I'll do it for cheap.
But what a strange thing.
Yeah.
And that was 2019. That's recent.
I guess that's easier to police, though. I mean, are you happy with that, at least? That, vets can take it on their own accord to say, no, I'm not doing that.
I'm assuming a vet is allowed if it's a medical emergency.
I dare say so.
Who knows? I don't know the ins and outs.
Me neither, mate. I'm just happy to hear them.
In 2020, in Georgia, USA, they brought in a law mandating that fried chicken must be eaten with one's hands.
How else are you going to eat them? With your fucking foot fingers?
No, I'm assuming without cutlery.
Well, yeah, obviously, but why?
Right, you're shooting messengers again.
Mate, if these laws keep coming across as daft as they're sounding, messengers are going to get shot.
Fair enough. How about in 2021, in France again, a law was passed requiring over 30% of music played on the radio to be French.
Okay.
Just a bit of a weird one, isn't it? French don't really have the greatest music catalogue out there.
That's like a rich parent paying to have their child put on the football team. It's like, he's on the team as well. Put him as the star player.
That's true, actually, yeah.
But he's rubbish, mate.
Yeah. He's only got one leg.
He's just a head in a jar.
In 2022, in Indonesia, it became illegal to have sex outside of marriage.
Oh, what?
It's fine, you're married.
And?
Yeah, fair enough, yeah. So enjoy Indonesia when you go.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can... Well, hang on. Does that mean... Say someone was in an open relationship and they went to Indonesia and they were married, but they wanted to sleep with somebody who wasn't. Like, that's half and half. Like, does one cover the other?
Oh, interesting. I'm assuming that would be breaking the law.
Shit.
It's all right, because you don't get any anyway.
That's very true.
In 2023, Ian, in Mexico, it was made illegal to sell junk food and sugary drinks to children.
Which I think is fair enough, keeping the youth strong and fit.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
I had an idea, on how to completely eliminate smoking in the next sort of like 18 to 20 years.
I'm just trying to think how you would do that.
I know how I would do it. If I was in government, this is exactly what I'd do. And they'd be like, oh, but what about income tax and all the money we make? And I'd be like, f*** off, find a healthier alternative, you dickheads. How about that?
So what would you do?
Right, this is patent pending. Right, it's my idea. Don't steal it. Actually, no. Government, if you're listening, do steal it. F***ing do it, you dickheads. I would give everyone who smokes a smoking card. So like an identification card that shows a shop vendor that they smoke, right? So no one else can then get one. So anyone now who smokes can still smoke. And then as they slowly age and die, it will just be the smokers dying out. So in order to buy cigarettes, you have to present this card.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So then when all the smokers have gone, there will be no more smokers because no new smokers would be created because there'd be one issuing of the cards and that'd be it.
And what about all the illegal selling and buying of cigarettes?
The thing with that is it wouldn't be so massive. Like it would seriously, I mean, it would still be a thing, but it would seriously reduce the amount of people who would get cigarettes who would normally be able to.
Right.
Any 18-year-old can go buy cigarettes right now, but unless you have a smoking card, you now can't. So the amount of 18-year-olds would decrease.
Right, okay.
So whereas maybe 5,000 new smokers might start a year or whatever, just a number plucked out of nowhere, that number would then go down to maybe 200 because that would just be the illegal side of things.
Right, I see. I mean, probably worth a try.
Yeah, government, get on it.
Yeah, interesting idea.
Thanks.
I'm sure there are flaws. I can't think of them, though.
That's because there is none. It is a flawless plan.
Perfect. And Ian, we have arrived at 2024.
Way.
But soon, scarily, nearly 2025.
Whoop, nice one. Can't wait. You're coming to mine for New Year's, aren't you?
I am.
And we are going to be fucking mixing beverages into the new year.
Perfect.
I have got like 1,000 drinks that I've bought ready for New Year's Eve.
Wow.
That I am not going to open until you are there so I can go, try this, try this, try this.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Got like 3 different tiramisu flavoured beverages.
Oh.
I've got a sticky toffee pudding rum.
Oh, nice.
Which sounds interesting. I've got this bottle that I can't remember the name of, but it's like half is coffee liqueur and the other half is cream liqueur.
Oh, and it was separated, wasn't it?
Yeah, so in the same bottle but separated. And you can make things like mini Guinnesses, by pouring like half the coffee out and then the cream on top.
That's clever.
And I'm very intrigued to try that.
I'm excited. I'll bring the games.
Oh, we are going to be playing some games on the Switch, aren't we? Because my son, who doesn't listen to this, so I can say, he's getting a Nintendo Switch for his Christmas. And Jordan, you're going to bring yours over and we're going to fucking...
4-way fucking Switch party.
Knock off that last bit. 4-way fucking perfect. And you know what? Just for shits and giggles, because I have power of edit, my mum for Christmas is getting my dad is getting and I'm just going to fucking beep it. I'm just going to beep all that so they can't hear it.
Oh, they're going to love those things. That and the... Oh, they're going to love it.
Yeah, my dad will sit there with a nice... My mum will sit there. It'll be great.
God, it's going to sound much worse. But I'm sure you'll enjoy it, Ian's mum and dad.
Oh, I'm sure they're going to love that.
As Lincoln Smith on TikTok says, cheers.
Which may or may not be relevant to the and the...
So, Ian, in 2024, in Japan, the Alien Discovery Reporting was created, which is a unique law that requires anyone discovering extraterrestrial life to report it directly to the United Nations Secretary General and the international scientific community.
And has anyone made a claim yet?
I'm not too sure about that. I don't think so. But I thought it's interesting enough.
That is very interesting, but my first thought would be, fucking hell, if this is a law, has this happened yet?
Yeah, it does make you wonder, doesn't it? I mean, it could have happened, but maybe it doesn't become public.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, very true.
So I'm not sure.
And I'm sure you researched that to double check, didn't you? Moving on.
So, yes, there you have it. Some of the weirdest laws that have come out each year from 99.
And 92.
And plus the bonus of 92. Yeah. We won't talk about that.
We didn't discuss it in the first place, and we're not going to now. Well, fantastic, Jordan. Thank you very much for telling us some more crazy laws, and I love the fact that, you went the opposite end. First time it was way back, laws from fucking Middle Ages and all that kind of cool stuff, but now you're bringing it right to the modern era. It's fucking laws coming out of our ear holes, mate.
Be careful, because there's probably a law for that.
From where? Fucking, I don't know, Hawaii.
Yeah, maybe.
Thank you, and nonetheless, Jordan.
You are most welcome.
So, with that, does it about bring us round to the end of today's episode?
I think it does.
Nice one. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Two Guys What's Up. Don't forget to follow the show wherever you listen to us so you don't miss another episode, and maybe even tell a friend. Take your friend to another country and tell them to, I don't know, snog an alligator, which just happens to so be illegal in said country, and then laugh at them as they are getting arrested and eaten at the same time. And then while you're sat on the plane ride back, all on your lonesome because your friend has been half eaten, half arrested, just stick in your AirPods and listen to Two Guys What's Up.
What a story. And if you would like to get in touch with us, our Linktree link is in the bio of this episode, which you can click on and be jetted off to every single link you will ever need for all your Two Guys What's Up essentials. Want to get your own Two Guys What's Up t-shirt? Click the link.
Want to get eaten by an alligator? Click the link.
Want to create your own crazy laws? Click that link.
And if you click that link, it will blast you off to Patreon, the home of all your Two Guys What's Up extras, including pin badges, shout-outs, and the fantastically mentioned t-shirts. And if you really can't get enough of our fantastic tales and illegal voices, well, now you can get more, because we now release bonus episodes which come out on the last Friday of every single month. There is currently 16 out there just waiting for your ears to go and have a little wiggle around all that extra audio goodness, and all that is available right now, starting with the bonus episodes, for just £3 a month. And if you're in America, that's just a few dollars, maybe $4 or $5, and then your bank will convert it for you, and you can just happily sit and listen to all that extra Two Guys What's Up greatness.
Cheaper than going to Starbucks.
F*** your morning coffee, have a laugh instead.
So if you want to help support the show and get some cool stuff while you do so, head over to patreon.com/Two Guys What's Up to check out all the goodies over there. The link will be down below for your pleasure.
But if you can't do that, but you still like to help us out, then a 5-star rating and review in your podcast app of choice would be the best way and freest way for you to do that for us, and we would be eternally grateful. Oh, wow. But on that fucking gurgly note, thanks for listening, have an amazing week, and we will see you next Monday. Bye.
Can we just have a quick role play?
Oh, please go for it.
Go. All right, you be the social.
All right.
La 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 la.
The sign at the door! Open up, you kids! Open the door and I'm pushing it down!
Hello, who are you?
All right, bag.
Yeah, I'm all right. How are you?
F*** off.
All right, see ya.
I don't know, wait, come back. Hello? Open the door!
Yes, I'm gonna have to fucking do it again. What are you doing here?
I just came to see if you wanted to buy some bread.
No.
Oh, f***'s sake. F*** this, I'm off.
I think that's a genuine interaction, isn't it?
I just acted out the next story I've got coming up.